It's the FNN High School Game of the Week ×2 this week. As tonight, as part of our first of two games this week, an early season rivalry matchup in Etowah County as the Southside Panthers welcome home Coach Miles Holcomb for his first Southside home game since returning to Southside County High School. Also, Hokes Bluff looking to follow up what was their best season since 2018. Hokes Bluff and Southside go at it here on this Thursday night on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week from Barney Hood Stadium here on the campus of Southside High. A happy game day wherever you're watching FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy along with Coach Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, and our FNN crew. An interesting matchup tonight, Eddie, as far as an early season rivalry matchup between Hokes Bluff and Southside. Actually, last year, Hokes Bluff broke a 4-game losing streak in the series with the season opening 21-13.
Absolutely. You got two great programs. Coach Robinson coming in to Southside Lions Den, and I think they better be ready to play some football.
Southside got their season started last Friday, so just 6 days ago, with a 31-14 loss at what seems to be their annual season opener at Gunnersville, and they're looking to bounce back and try and put on a show for the home fans tonight in their home opener.
Absolutely. You want to come back home after a tough game like they played up in Gunnersville, so, looking forward to watching a great football game tonight.
And then we all know what to expect from Coach Rob and Bluff Eagles. They had a rock-solid 8-3 year last year, their highest amount of wins since 2018, so it should be an interesting season. They did lose some key contributors, including Anderson Morgan last year, but they still have more than enough talent, you would think, Eddie, to be able to have a pretty solid campaign in 2025.
Right. I think you're going to see a blue-collar type game tonight. You're going to see two guys get down there. They're going to get nasty and dirty out there. Southside being home, coming off a loss, and I think you're just going to see some great football tonight.
Well, you look at Hokes Bluff, obviously one of their key this year at quarterback Bryce Whitaker, a senior, but you look at the Howard twins as well, Aiden and Caden, especially along the offensive line, and really with those trio, Eddie, those are probably going to be your key figures for the season if Hokes Bluff wants to have a successful year.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to those guys going to have to protect them, and two pretty good guys that can get the job done there. And basically you want to get your quarterback going anyway. And
then going back to Southside, we were able to talk with Cooper Hood as well as one of their linebackers, and Connor Strunk, both seniors, on Tuesday for coaches show of the season. They mentioned, I imagine this is the opinion of the team, they are beyond happy to have their old ball coach Miles Holcomb back leading the Panthers this year.
Well, and that's part of it. I mean, he can motivate them, and kind of get them up, and you don't let one game define your season. So, I think they're because they're in the right spirit.
Obviously, too, with this being the last week in August, the second week of the season, officially week 1 according to the AHSAA football calendar. This is also the final tune-up week prior to region play beginning next week to begin the month of September. As our countdown to kickoff here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. Once again, this is the first of 2 games for us this week, as we'll be down Highway 77 tomorrow, beginning at 6:30 with our countdown to kickoff between Lincoln and Munford, another historic rivalry matchup in East Alabama. We'll take our first time out, and we'll scene leading up to kickoff between Hokes Bluff and Southside here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Gotta have a ring first. Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just makes it better.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. For no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability, become reality. Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a
Our countdown to kickoff presented by Bama Sheds here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week, presented tonight by the city of Southside. James Hardy along with Jim Jacobs, as well as Shasta Jones and our FNN crews. There you take a look at the captains for Southside as we are moments away from flipping the toss of the coin for us here at FNN, our third week of the season, and officially for the AHS Week 1 as its turn, but of course their second week as far as that 11 weeks to play 10 games for teams across the state of Alabama. The captains we saw from Southside, and now you take a look at the captains from Hokes Bluff, including Drew McCarver, also Connor Wellingham, and Bryce Whitaker, and finally Braden Davis, the quartet of captains for the Eagles. And then for Southside, Cooper Hood, at least one of those quartet of captains, along with Connor Strunk. Both of those we saw, as we mentioned, on Tuesday, along with Weston Brown and Peoples, the 4 captains for Southside. Our referee for tonight is Paul Coggins. As here you take a look with our Alonzo Kirby getting ready to get the captains out to midfield as Hokes Bluff gets ready to roll out the green and white for the 2025 season. And for Southside, they got the regular season that is underway last week up at Gunnersville. As we mentioned, next week is the region opener for teams across the state of Alabama. And we take a look for Hokes Bluff as they'll open up their home schedule and region schedule against Etowah next week. And then also for Southside, they remain here at Barney Hood Stadium next week to open up Class 6A Region 8 play against Lee out of Huntsville. Southside last year in their first season back in Class 6A, as they were able to get a signature win to define their season last year late in the regular season against Gadsden City in the first ever meeting between those two schools. And that got Southside to a second place finish in Class 6A Region 8 en route to a Class 6A playoff appearance. Here comes the captains for both teams, about ready to get to midfield, as there you see referee Paul Coggins escort the Southside Panthers captains to midfield. And we are about ready for the toss of the coin as we close in our Bama Sheds countdown to kickoff here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. A long-standing rival.
Yes, sir. This Mr. Harmon right here, he's going to do the coin toss. But before he does, I'm going to explain a few things to you, all right? Y'all got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Coin here, see where it says United States Army?
Yes, sir.
That's going to be heads. Apache helicopter. That's going to be tails. Y'all got that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Harmon's going to flip it, and he's going to try to catch it. If it hits the ground, he'll flip it again.
Yes, sir.
Okay? Okay, Mr. Harmon, go ahead. Well, we didn't call it.
Yep.
You didn't call it. Flip it again.
All
right, go ahead, tell me what you want.
That was practice. Tails.
Tails. Tails it is. All right, thank you. You won the toss. What you want to do? Right there, okay? Don't go nowhere. Hokes Bluff won the toss. Has deferred their choice to the second half. That means you want the football. Because if you don't, you won't get it either half. So you want it. Which goal you want to defend? You want to defend the scoreboard? All right, I want you to get on this 49. I want you to face that way. Get on that 49 and you face them. Okay. Hokes Bluff won the toss, deferred their choice the second half. Southside is going to receive down this way. Let's shake hands, guys. Let's have a good ball game.
An excellent job that time of leading the toss of the coin. Had to do a redo, but we're almost ready to get things started. As you heard, Hokes Bluff won the toss. They elected to at least just wait for their option until the second half, defer their option until the second half, and Southside will receive the opening. Watching the Bama Sheds countdown to kickoff here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. James Hardy along with Coach Eddie Bullock and our lady down along the sidelines, Shasta Jones, along with our FNN crew, as we take a look at the Panthers of Southside about ready to hit the playing surface for the first time here in 2025. And while we see the two teams come out onto the field, Eddie, give us what you think will be your keys for these two teams tonight.
Well, the first thing you got to do is get those guys going in the trenches down there. Both of them have some pretty good guys, pretty big guys I saw. So I think it's going to be the team that establishes some scrimmage. And then, of course, you have to minimize your penalties. You can't have drive killers where you get penalties doing extending drives or either killing drives.
Southside makes their way onto the playing surface as they're 0-1 this season, 6 last year in 2024. As here comes the Hokes Bluff Eagles. They lead this all-time series 40 wins to 32 losses and 3 ties, but as we mentioned earlier in our countdown to kickoff, their win over Southside at this time last year was their first in this series in their prior 4 tries. So we'll see a very interesting dynamic for Coach Miles Holcomb on offense and his Panthers offense, as we'll see Christian Morris get the start, a 5'9", 171-pound freshman. A lot to ask. Classification, regardless of what talent's around you, Eddie, a freshman for the Panthers getting started quarterback tonight.
Well, freshman is a freshman, and I'm sure Coach Robertson knows that, and he's going to try to apply some pressure and get to him early and see if they can get him rattled.
So we'll have here on our first of 2 games this week, Deacon Garrett set to return. And looks like I think Byers also back deep for Southside. As we'll take a look at Bluff Eagles in their white tops, also the silver bottoms. Alan Cox this year the place kicker, as it will be Cox handling the kickoff duties tonight. We appreciate you for joining us here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be down High School tomorrow, our first visit to Lincoln High since 2021. They'll take on their annual rivalry matchup in the Munford Lions, as it'll also be Munford's season opener tomorrow. But first things first, a rivalry matchup here in Etowah County between Bluff and Southside. The first meeting between these two teams took place all the way back in 1937. Been kind of a streaky series over the last decade or so. Prior to the Southside 4-game winning streak, Hokes Bluff had won 3 in a row. And then prior to that, having won the prior 6 games against Hokes Bluff. So the Eagles looking to try and build a streak of their own in this series, as we're still awaiting kickoff, or at least the officials to blow the ball into play to get this Thursday night started. The final Thursday coming up on Labor Day weekend, the second week of the HSAA 2025 football season. Cox puts toe to leather, a line drive along the ground, fielded at about the 12-yard line. A good hole over the right side, as spinning forward and balance for Southside was Deacon Garrett, the sophomore, as he gets a pretty solid return to the 36-yard line. As let's take a look at the Southside offense for our first time this evening. Christian Morris, as we mentioned, the freshman quarterback, calls signals. Jamel Boyd, the running back. A number of combinations at receiver and tight end. Cooper Hood, the tight end, and then Josh Peoples, Will Stapleton, Deacon Garrett, and Noah Thompson we'll see among those 4 at wide receiver. Southside in their black tops. First and 10 from the 36. Outside. Peoples goes in motion. Here's the give. Boyd off the left side as he doesn't have a lot of running room. Nice job along the front four for Hokes Bluff. You have Cole Cochran and Braden Howard, the defensive ends, and then Aiden Howard and the defensive tackles. Also the linebackers, Drew McCarver and Ryan Fleming, along with Bray Davis, and then the defensive backfield. Dean Morgan and Blake Green, the safeties. Alan Cox and Cooper Young are the corners. Morris on the play fake, in trouble, and he'll be wrapped up in the backfield for a big loss. Great recognition that time on the part of the Hokes Bluff defense as they send the freshman Morris back in the backfield for a.
Just great penetration. He almost took a bad angle right there, but he was able to regroup. And again, you got a freshman back there, so.
You have Bray Davis that helped out, along with Cole Cochran on the sack. Third down, they'll say 15 yards to go. Reach for the first down is the Southside 46. Morris on the roll. Now has a little bit of running room and throws and dropped incomplete at the 39-yard line. And that was intended for Noah Thompson, the wide receiver. So 3 and out goes the.
Well, he had everything he wanted right there. He still didn't have enough for the first down. You know, you got to get to the sticks on that particular play. He kind of was about 5 yards short of the first down, even if he had called it.
So it'll be punting time, as also the place kicker, Cooper Yancey, will handle the punting duties. Of course, Cooper Yancey had that season-defining game-winner 43-yard field goal against Gadsden City last October. There's snap and a spiraling punt toward the near sideline as the catch made by Whitaker around the 31, maybe the line. So a good start for the Hokes Bluff defense as they go 3 and out on Southside's first possession. And now Hokes Bluff will come out with the senior Bryce Whitaker at quarterback, and we know what Coach Rob wants to do on offense, Eddie, and that's ground and pound.
Absolutely. He's going to line up in that I formation. He's old school, and if it's not broke, he's not going to try to fix it. If he's running that ball, he's going to continuously run it down your throat.
Certainly a throwback when it comes to offensive football, but hey, as you know, Eddie, good running games, solid special teams, great defense. That's always a tried and true formula for consistent winning.
Absolutely. He's going to line up in the I. He's going to run counters. He's going to run leads, dives, and play action rollouts.
We'll see that after this first timeout called by Hokes Bluff. You're watching the F&N High School Football Game of the Week here in the first quarter between Southside and Hokes Bluff.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
We had no idea of the opportunities that were available to him. And we're so thankful for the direction AMDB has given us.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what the county has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Quarter as Brenton Hale, the deep back, gets the carry, follows Brennan Ward, his fullback, for about 3 yards to set up a second down and 7. 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. Our first of two here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week this week. So 2nd down and 7. Wide receivers, Drew McCarver, the split end, and Parker Causey as the wingback. Braden Howard, the tight end. Keeper and solid play off right guard that time as you had the quarterback on the zone read as the tackle made by Cam Flowers, the 6'3", 198-pound senior defensive end. So 3rd down coming up. That's about another 3.5 to 4 or so. So the line to reach is the 41 for the first down. They'll spot the football, nose of the football just shy of the 38. McCarver comes to the near side. 3rd down. Keeping, now cutting up the middle, and stopped about a yard shy of the first down is Whitaker, the quarterback, defensively for Southside, as you also had some help, at least from Strunk and some others. And that's going to be a 4th down and just a little bit short to go as Luke Brooks also on the tackle for Southside.
I'll tell you what, you can tell us getting us a lot of pushing and shoving out there right now.
They spot the football back about the 40, so 4th and 1. Whitaker goes under center and looked as if the left tackle might have moved a little bit early that time. Connor Wellingham, Aiden Howard, Logan Cook, Caden Howard are your 5 on the offensive front as our first penalty, as you see from Paul Coggins, our head referee, goes on Hokes Bluff on a false start.
And see, that's what I mentioned earlier. That's a drive killer right there. They actually had the first down, but, you know, that false start, it killed that drive right there. So now you got to get out again.
A little misorganization for Southside on special teams. As you have a 4th down scenario for Hokes Bluff. Braden Howard, the punter. Well, end over and punt, fielded about the 31-yard line. Southside going to standing field position close to the 45-yard line as Garrett able to return the punt. About 13 yards that time as we'll take another look at that Deegan Garrett punt return.
It's a great return. He caught it on a dead run right there, and, he made one cut there and got a pretty deep.
So 1st down and 10 for the Panthers as both offenses go 3 and out to begin the ball game. Miles Holcomb in his first season back at Southside after taking a 1-year basically leave of absence to go to the Volusia County High School football program in Northport. But prior to that, in 2023, Southside won their first region championship since 2014.
Well, you got a hole on the play right there, so that negated that great run back he had.
So now the Panthers, they'll start off inside their own 25-yard line with that penalty at the 22. So the Panthers playing in their 2nd season in Class 6A Region 8. They'll take on Lee Huntsville next week. Right now is trying to get that first win on the board this season. Boyd cuts it up the middle, and some tough yards for him as he gets to about the 25-yard line as you have about 4 white shirts there on the stop.
James, that's another trademark of Coach Robinson, coaching against him. Most of the time you see a tackle made, you're going to see guys in on the tackle.
So 2nd down and long. They'll call it 3 yards for Jamel Boyd. 5'6", 165 pounds, a junior. Trying to keep that recent tradition of running backs going here at Southside. As Boyd on the call, big running room, and our first down of the night for Southside. Countertop Creations brings us our first quarter, as that was a good run with some solid blocking on the left side by Weston Brown and Colin Futrall.
That was great blocking. Little counter play to the left side, and
also Reese Doherty, Camden Simmons, and Noah Miller along the offensive front from center to right tackle. quick flare over to the near side, complete. As that's a 41-yard line as Will Stapleton makes his first grab of the night. So Stapleton, also a starting wide receiver last year, wore number 84 last season, now wearing number 11. As that'll be a solid 7-yard gain, second and short coming up. Almost halfway through the first quarter. Boyd up the middle, stutter steps, and drags the tackler with him across the first down marker. As Southside now getting a little bit of rhythm deep offensively going, as Bray Davis on for Southside, as it appears we have come to our first heat timeout of the night. And even 6 minutes to go in the first quarter, still no score. As Southside almost to midfield in their second drive of the night here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week.
At Farmers and we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Out of the heat timeout, and even 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. And there you see neither team has been able to get on the scoreboard. This is the second drive of the night for Southside, as both teams went 3 and out on their opening possession. The season opener for Hokes Bluff, as they had a jamboree week. Southside lost on the road at Gunnersville, as this is a first down and 10 from their own 49 for Southside. Morris awaits the snap and gives to Boyd. Lots of running room on the right side. String tackle, a good one by the Hokes Bluff secondary, the cornerback Cooper Young, or that certainly would have gone for a first down or more.
Absolutely. They ran back in the old days, they pulled a guard and the tackles almost like a buck sweep. The guard in the
So second down and 4 off of a 6-yard Jamel Boyd carry. Delay give goes to Boyd as he'll follow his blockers and get the first down across the Hokes Bluff 40 as the tackle made by Dean Morgan. So we'll take another look and look at the right side and right up the middle, as you had basically a trap along that offensive front that led to the Boyd first down. Appears to be what Miles Holcomb wants to do early, try and establish that running game and kind of just get comfortable in this game. Same play, and looks as if we got a flag behind the play. As you would think, Eddie, that might be a little bit of the birdcage that went on for the Hokes Bluff defense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you might have got into the face mask down. Now, I've seen initial contact, but tackled him up high.
We'll hear from Paul Coggins momentarily. Solid drive, almost exclusively on the ground for Southside. There's been one pass completion to Stapleton. And here comes Paul Coggins to tell us the penalty.
Play. Personal foul, face mask, defense, and a personal foul here. They all set when we play first down.
Oh, that's interesting. So you had a personal foul, face mask, then some sort of a post-play personal foul. As they'll just wipe off the penalty and redo first down. Drive started about the 22 their own after a holding penalty on the kickoff. Here's the give off the right side. Looks like we've got a backup running back into the ball game to about the 35-yard line. So Jamel Boyd able to get a little bit of a breather that time. It sets up a second down and about 7 yards to go, a solid 3-yard gain. So coming in for Southside at running back, D'Angelo Byers. As Byers, his first carry of the night. As he'll get the call, lots of running room off the left side as he bangs off one defender and gets his Southside first down.
Well, they're just taking what they give them right there, you know. They clogging up the middle, and Southside takes it outside when they spread out. Giving the 4-man run to 43, Southside run it right at them.
And there you take a look at some excellent blocking from Weston Brown in particular. Left tackle. Also Colin Futrall at left guard. Both juniors. 1st and 10. Ball now at the 27 of Hokes Bluff. Delay give. Byers breaks a tackle and gets yet another Panthers first down. And now the Southside Panthers with rhythm offensively, as the offensive line so far is just taking over on this drive.
Absolutely. You got a top side. You got the guard pulled. Kick out. Tackle turn up.
So first down coming up, a red zone opportunity for the Panthers at the 16 of Hokes Bluff. Byers again, as he'll slam right into the front 7 of Hokes Bluff and get about a couple, maybe 3 yards. A time-consuming drive so far. Over 4 minutes now for the Panthers, as they have the football started at their own 22, now at the Hokes Bluff 13-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. 2nd and long. Morris on the give. Boyd back in. Lots of running room off the right side. And he'll have a Southside first down to set up a 1st and goal from the 5.
That offensive line is doing a great job blocking, and Boyd is he's reading every single block they're giving him.
Minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. As Morris directs traffic, as Boyd and Byers have helped Southside almost get their first score of the game. Here's Boyd off the left side, follows the block, and it gets close to the end zone as he'll be stopped just shy of the goal line. So 2nd down and basically a baby step or so to go. 2nd and goal from inside the 1. So substitutions coming in, the goal line for Hokes Bluff. As we take a look at Morris, get his team ready. Plenty of time on the play clock, just under 20. Boyd buries the head and gets into the end zone for the first score of the night for Southside. Touchdown drive that results in a 1-yard plunge from junior Jamel Boyd.
That's a great methodical run game right there. They just lined down, and Southside said, we can beat your front 4, and that's what they did.
Our second look at Boyd follow his blockers right behind center and left guard. You also see Weston Brown come in very late there, as Yancey's extra point is up and good. So we'll take the timeout. 1:24 left, opening 7 and Hokes Bluff nothing.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
Touchdown drive for the Southside Panthers as they started driving the night from their own 22 And about 5 minutes later, the Panthers able to get a Jamel Boyd 1-yard touchdown run to get on the board first here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week, part 1 of 2 this week, as they'll be down at Lincoln tomorrow night for Lincoln and Munford. Along with Coach Eddie Bullock with you, as there you take a look at the Panthers able to get on the board late in the first quarter. On their second drive of the night, both teams went 3 and out in their opening possession. And let's see what Hokes Bluff has in response to the scoring drive.
Southside did an excellent job, just a methodical drive, and those are the type drives against teams that are demoralizing when they're running it straight at you and there's nothing you can do about it to stop. So Southside is going to have to answer this drive right here.
Cooper Yancey to kick. And then Bryce Whitaker deep, as it'll be fielded about the 11-yard line, as slicing his way through, getting across the 30-yard line. It's Brenton Hale, as he's able to get some respectable field position for Hokes Bluff, as they have the football now first shy of their own 35-yard line.
Yes, he did an excellent job. I mean, just staying between his blocks and keeping his pads low, and got a good 25-yard return.
So Bryce Whitaker comes back out. First down and 10. As the Hokes Bluff 3 and out on their opening drive. The standard I formation. Give up the middle to the up back in Brennan Ward, as he's able to get a good second effort and move the pile across the 40 to the 42-yard line. That's a solid 8-yard gain as we come up on the final minute of play here in the first quarter. So second down and a couple. We'll take a look at the Southside defense as Colt Johnson and Luke Olson, the defensive tackles, Cam Flowers and Jaden McElrath, the defensive ends. Linebackers of Alex Blackwood and Connor Strunk. Second and a couple. Whitaker goes back under center. Gives to Hale. And not very much closer to the first down, but appears about a half-yard shy of the first down. And then round defense in the defensive backfield. Case Clove, Barrett Lindsey, Maddox Gray, Cy Bush, and Griffin Frazier. We'll see that combo at some point during the ball game in the defensive backfield.
Well, the linebackers closed that gap up extremely quick. I got up in there. I thought he had a hole right there, but Southside closed that extremely fast.
Well, the clock reset to 20 seconds. As I imagine this might still be the final play of the opening quarter. Now the clock winds back down. Third and short. Some room off right guard and gets the first Hokes Bluff first down of the night. We'll have Connor Strunk set to come back into the ball game defensively as the clock stops just momentarily enough to allow the chain gang to advance 10 yards. Football at their own 46. Should run out the first quarter clock as we are through 1 quarter of play here on the campus of Southside High School, as Southside leads Hokes Bluff 7-0 in an early season rivalry matchup here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week. In the books, as Southside able to maul the front line defensively of Hokes Bluff and drive their way down the field 78 yards on their second drive of the ball game. Our game of the week tonight presented by the city of Southside. James Hardy with you, along with Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, and the rest of our FNN crew. Down run by Jamel Boyd, the lone score so far second game of the season for Southside and the first regular season game of 2025 for Hokes Bluff. Hokes Bluff with a first down and 10 from their own 46-yard line. Play fake as Whitaker in trouble. Gets the completion to the far side, but there you see excellent defense by Connor Strunk for Hokes Bluff, Southside, I beg your pardon, as Brennan Ward able to get the completed pass, makes the catch for short yardage.
Yes, he did a great job. That was almost about to be a sack right there, and he just kind of ball and got it out there and turned a play that was supposed to be nothing into something.
Had a good chat with Cooper Hood as well as Connor Strunk as part of our F&N Coaches Show on Tuesday as the quarterback draw up the middle and close for Whitaker as he's wrapped up at the Southside 45-yard line. So it seems, Eddie, that both teams obviously slow out of the gate on their first drive, but starting to get a little bit of momentum offensively on their second drive.
Well, you can probably attribute that to the offensive coordinator kind of getting in the groove as well. You know, they basically executing what he put out there, but I think he's getting on a rhythm call, and just like Southside did last series.
3rd and a yard. Hokes Bluff getting organized as up the middle on the quarterback keeper, the sneak for Whitaker. Second first down run of this drive.
Well, and he spread them out, and you don't see anyone over the center right there. You know, he's going to quarterback sneak that. He's going to make a check and quarterback sneak it.
So a first down in Southside territory. 90 seconds and change here in the second quarter played. Still about 10 minutes and 15 seconds to go until halftime. And Hokes Bluff just methodically plodding their way down the field. Here's a play fake as throwing down the field. Ball, and looks like a catch made with flags on the play. You would think for pass interference, as the catch appears to be made inside the 20-yard line as McCarver, the split end, with the catch. We'll take a look at see who the flag is on. On Southside, you would figure that would be a completed pass, but let's find out who will get the receiving end of this penalty call. So it's pass interference that goes on Southside, and we'll have a substitution.
Previous spot results in a first down.
Southside brings in Luke Brooks on defense, as that's a completed pass all the way down to the.
At least he must not have caught that pass because they gave him 15 yards.
I think that's a good call. Dropped it that time. But nonetheless, due to the 15 yards, a first down for Hokes Bluff, as we'll have a whistle before the snap and a flag on the play.
Yeah, you got a false start. When I used to teach my guys, when you go in motion like that, just keep going. If you forget it, now if he would have kept going, it wouldn't have been a penalty, but he.
So it looked as if Brennan Ward, the junior fullback, called for the false start. And even 10 minutes to go until we reach halftime. This is just Hokes Bluff's second drive of this first half. Hokes Bluff able to start from about their own 36-yard line, as they've now at least backed up due to the penalty at the Southside 32. Big running room on the right side, as it'll be Brenton Hale taking it down to the 17, but there's a flag on the play.
Yeah, I think they're gonna call a block in the back, but that's, in my opinion, that's a questionable call right there. I have to see that replay again. We're gonna stop it when they get there. You got a lead. You got a lead blocker right, and we want to see what he do.
So that'll and they send the football back on the penalty, a spot foul to the 27-yard line. So first.
It remains first down.
So it'll still be a first down situation coming up. As they'll spot the football after the penalty at the original line of scrimmage at the 27-yard line. So basically from where they started, first down and 10. And we'll have a whistle, and looks as if Coach Mike Robertson got the official at his in his back pocket there as far as getting the timeout, and we'll take the timeout with him. 7-0 in favor of Southside. 9:39 to go until halftime here on the F&N High School football. Yeah.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half the card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Yeah, oh yeah. 9:39 to go until halftime as Southside leads 7-0, but Hokes Bluff on the move as they took the football over at the 30 to start the drive. And now they're at the Southside 27-yard line. And they have a first down and 10, a couple of penalties so far in this drive. But Brenton Hales, what would have been a first down run, a penalty at the first down marker, puts it back at the original line of scrimmage. As here comes the run blitz off the left side as Hale goes right into that defender coming in from that run blitz as the tackle made for Southside by Colby Dodd.
Yeah, that was a trap from the guard on the right side right there. And South, they're reading the keys very well. They fill in that backside A-gap, and he's running that play down from behind.
So they'll say very minimal yardage, a yard to the 26-yard line. So second down and 9. The fullback near side, play fake, and the throw complete. Well-designed play on the part of Hokes Bluff as the football advances inside the 15-yard line, and a late flag thrown on the play. Looked as if McCarver able to make the reception, as we'll find out the flag. That was a very nice play that time on the play action as they were able to get, may have been the tight end open, as we'll take these.
After the play, personal foul, defense.
On Southside. As they'll move the football now closer to the goal line after the completed catch, and check that Braden Howard, the tight end, on the catch. As the football inside the 6, about the 5.5-yard line, first down and goal upcoming.
Well, they're extremely chippy. I saw a lot of pushing. So, with it being a big rivalry game, you can tell that they're extremely amped up for the game. So, the emotions running high.
Hale, the deep back. First and goal. Give Hale as he's sandwiched right around the line of scrimmage. Take a look at a couple of linebackers that time, including Alex Blackwood at the bottom of the pile and Jaden McElrath, the defensive end, that help out on the tackle for Southside.
Well, you saw a direct lead right there. Now, they're going to come back to that play. I guarantee you later on, and you'll see the quarterback fake the lead with that tight. Probably going to do a naked boot round the outside.
8 minutes to go until halftime. Hokes Bluff attempting to tie up this ball game. Second and goal from about the 5. Play fake. Here's the throw to the end zone, and a little for Braden Howard, incomplete.
Had him wide open, James. Had him wide open. That's a tough throw for a right-hand quarterback to turn your shoulders back in when you're running to your left.
But I'll tell you what, you were telling us that indeed they would fake the lead at some point. Didn't necessarily think they'd do it
Right, but and I guarantee you they'll come back to it too.
So 3rd down and goal now from the 5. Big play for the Southside defense to try and at least force a 4th down scenario. 3rd and goal. Keeper for Whitaker finds running room and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Hokes Bluff. Good vision that time by the quarterback, Bryce Whitaker, making a senior play on 3rd and goal.
Absolutely. It's just a numbers game around the right side. You're going to see him come around, and he count numbers. He got the blocker right in there, and the quarterback is just going to follow him around the right side.
And there you go. Some excellent blocking that time on the right side of that offensive line. Caden Howard and Landon Black helped lead the way for a 5-yard scamper for Bryce Whitaker. Alan Cox on the PAT. Kick on the way, up, and that is successful. So we will take the timeout. 7:39 to go until halftime. We are all knotted up at 7 here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Gotta have a ring first. Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just makes it better.
$7:39 until halftime. The City of Southside presents our game of the week tonight between Southside and Hokes Bluff, as both teams have now scored on their 2nd drive of the game. And we're almost halfway through the 2nd quarter. At Alan Cox, ready to meet toe to leather. Low line drive kick as Garrett from the 15 now goes up the middle. A lot of running room, angles to the far side. Flag on the play, but Garrett able to advance to the 40. But I think, Eddie, this may be coming back.
Absolutely. I think you got a hold up in there. Possibly a block in the back.
We'll hear from Paul Calkins, as we have had a number of penalties, at least the last couple of drives.
That's usually a hold. Okay.
On the receiving team.
So
Number
after
6
the two
black,
teams,
number 6 black.
After the two teams were sluggish offensively to get the night going up, both offenses able to bounce back and basically pound down the field on the ground. That led first for Southside to a 1-yard Jamel Boyd touchdown, and then Bryce Whitaker on 3rd and goal, a 5-yard touchdown run. Shaping up to be a good physical ball game tonight.
And it's going to be a fast game, too, because they're running the football and the clock doesn't stop.
Here's the freshman, Christian Morris. Gives off to his backup running back, as he'll make his way across the 25 to the 27-yard line in D'Angelo Byers. So it's been Byers and almost all of the production so far for the Southside offense. Tied up at 7, an early season rivalry matchup that dates back to 1937. Hokes Bluff able to snap a 4-game losing streak in here. Morris calling the signals. As he'll give to Byers, finds his way off right guard. At least gets popped. Actually checked that into Gray, the running back, as he's able to get some good yardage close to the first down marker at about the 33-yard line.
Yeah, he got great yardage. The safety came downhill and laid the leather to him, but, hey, he got a great gain, and that's what you want. You want 3rd and short.
And check that. They moved the ball back They do need to make the 33 for the first down. A big 3rd and short coming up for Southside to keep their offense on the field. Grade the setback. And before the snap, we have whistles on the play. And I think Coach Miles Holcomb won. Not very happy Miles Holcomb, as we'll take the timeout with him with 5:59 to go until halftime. Still knotted up at 7 on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit charges. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Quarter in the city of Southside, tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week. As we're moving right on along so far, just under 6 minutes to go, 5:59 left until these two teams get to the halftime locker room. Game last year over in Hokes Bluff with the Eagles winning 21-13. And right now a low-scoring, a 7-7 duel, which I imagine, Eddie, this is to the liking as far as the pace of this ball game to Coach Mike Robertson.
Absolutely, and I think both of them enjoy this game because they're doing what they do best, football, and it may come down to the team that has the ball last.
And one thing for Southside to keep an eye on throughout the season, how well does Jamel Boyd do as far as carrying that recent tradition of outstanding running backs that we saw a couple of years ago with Mason Teague and then last year with Cole Garrett?
Well, he's a job right now. I mean, that first drive was, you couldn't ask for him to do any better.
5:59 left until we reach intermission. A big 3rd down coming up as Boyd back in at running back. They need the 35 alive. You have a shift as far as that front line for Southside. Boyd on the call and lowers that shoulder and does get his Southside first down.
Well, you got a wing-back kick out on that. They give them different motion, and everybody block down, and they let the wing-back come around and kick out.
Under 6 minutes to go until halftime. A 1-yard touchdown run for Boyd, and then a Bryce Whitaker 5-yard touchdown run for Hokes Bluff. Both Yancey and Cox successful in their P this evening. A good crowd here at Barney Hood Stadium tonight for the Southside home opener and Hokes Bluff's season opener. Quick throw wide open over the middle is Stapleton complete as he gets into Hokes Bluff territory to the 46-yard line as Christian Morris had passed that time on the slant.
That's just too much cushion back by too much respect right there by the cornerback. I don't have the full view of it, but right there, if you see he catching that ball, that's just too much room right there.
And there you go. A lot of cushion, as Eddie mentioned, as Will Stapleton, second reception of the night. Football now at the Hokes Bluff 46-yard line. Delay give. No, rather the RPO pass incomplete. As it appeared a little miscommunication that time between the quarterback Morris.
Yeah, that was a power pass right there. The guard jumped around, looped around. They give the indication they're going to run it so the linebackers will come downhill.
Back into the game is Deegan Garrett at wide receiver for Southside. At 0-1 to start the season off a 31-14 loss at Gunnersville last week. 2nd and 10. Give goes to Gray as he'll bury the shoulder and get across the 49-yard line. So Mason Gray with some solid action tonight, the sophomore. A lot of young players on this 2025 roster for Southside. The return season for Coach Miles Holcomb, as he also spent the prior year at Tuscaloosa County and 3 solid seasons here at Southside. Less than 4:20 to go until halftime. 3rd and 3. Give Gray, needs the 37 or so, and he's going to be about a couple first down, but I imagine, Eddie, in this part of the field, it's 4-down territory.
Yeah, absolutely, they're going for it. They just ran the old bend play right there. You start off going left and bend it back to the right, and they've had success with that play, but right now they're just not having the success.
What do you think to do here on 4th down?
Well, if I had Boyd in the backfield, that would be my first option, is to get that ball to Boyd. Probably some kind of kick-out play. I used to call it cowboy, but you bring the tight end or the wing back and let him kick out and lead him.
4th down, Boyd gets as he's backed up in the backfield, and a huge defensive stop for Hokes Bluff.
Well, and right there, James, you're going to see on this particular play, that was no type of deception. Look right here. You just got straight line penetration, and I mean, he had no chance.
Here you see just 4 white shirts around the ball carrier. As you had Braden Howard, one of those. Aiden Howard, another. And just some outstanding team defense on the part of Hokes Bluff as they take their own 41.
Right, he just never had a chance. That play never developed.
Out of one tackle goes the deep back Brenton Hale as he gets some good yardage across the 45 to about the 47-yard line. As we're closing in on halftime, a little more than 3 minutes to go until we reach the room. James Hardy, Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, and our FNN crew with you. 2nd down, and we'll call it almost 5 yards to go. Whitaker takes his time at the line of scrimmage, drops back, and quick slant route, and that's complete for the 1st down. And that's McCarver, it appears, and it is indeed the senior split end on the 1st down. So second pass completion, I beg your pardon, of the night. Alabama 1st down. And there you see with locations all across our FNN coverage area. So Hokes Bluff able to get the 2nd completion of the night for Whitaker, and then the 1st pass reception for McCarver. And the keeper, and well read that time by the linebacker for Southside. As making the check that the defensive tackle Colt Johnson on the stop, the sophomore. Under 2 minutes to go until halftime, as Hokes Bluff would all in and make it a 1-score lead, and I believe they would have the football to start the 2nd half.
Absolutely, they won the coin toss.
Here's the snap and the fade pattern toward McCarver. Nice body position, and he makes the grab as he goes back in Barrett Lindsey, and able to use that body and get the 1st down.
Well, McCarver's doing a great job, man, if you're watching. I mean, he's just going up and getting it.
Able to box out Lindsey that time and make the reception as the football inside at the 13-yard line, and they've got plenty of time to use.
Absolutely. He's made a couple of catches like that. I mean, you want him to just go up and, hey, my guy's better than your guy.
1st and 10. Play fake, and the throw into traffic, incomplete, intended for the tight word. A dangerous pass that time, Eddie.
It is. Sometimes you have to take the sack on that right there. He came off, and Southside is on that weak side. They are coming hard. So I think they kind of got that bootleg pass kind of diagnosed right there, and they're getting pressure in his face quickly.
1 timeout at the disposal of Hokes Bluff. Still a couple for Southside. But right now, Hokes Bluff wants to take the advantage into the halftime locker room. Football from the Southside 13. 2nd down. Here's Whitaker, and before the snap, we have a flag at the far side of the field.
I think you got a false start right there. Hokes Bluff started before the ball.
Snap, false start.
Illegal procedure.
On the offense, 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
And there you see the official indication from Coggins. We appreciate you for joining us tonight. Don't forget, we'll be back with you tomorrow down Highway 77 from where we're at Barney Hood Stadium, as we'll be seeing Lincoln go against Munford. Coach Brett Henderson's at least home debut at the Lincoln Golden. Lincoln fell 27-13 at Shelby County last week. 2nd and 15 after the penalty. Here's the underneath Utah shovel pass, and well drawn up that time, as that leads to a big first down for the running back, Brenton.
Excellent job right there. Excellent call by Coach Robinson right there. Getting them going right there, and everybody got upfield and forgot about the back going underneath, and he threaded the needle with the pass right there. Just a beautiful call.
Whitaker on the quarterback sneak, as that'll get closer to the goal line, but I tell you, Hokes Bluff just put a clinic on how to run that Utah shovel pass, Eddie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Clock at 45 seconds and counting. Still one timeout for Hokes Bluff. Just at the welcome mat of the end zone, as off the left side, Whitaker gets a touchdown.
Well, and he's being smart right there, James. If you look, when we get the replay, you're going to see that they stack the line up in the middle. And he has the corner, and he's quick enough. He's not even waiting for the blocker to get out there. He's quick enough to get out there.
Yeah, we'll take a second look at this 1-yard touchdown sneak.
You see it right here. He's quick enough to get on the outside.
And able to at least see the opening and go off of Connor Wellingham, as Alan Cox a little bit late to come on, but they haven't quite gotten the play clock started for this PAT try. Executed late second quarter scoring drive on the part of Hokes Bluff, as they started from their own 36. A couple of key passes, including a 2nd and 15 shovel pass to Brenton Hale that led to the quarterback sneak from Bryce Whitaker. His second rushing touchdown of the night. T is up, and that is good. So with 34 seconds left until halftime, it's Hokes Bluff on top, 14-7, here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off our school spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at fnm.bank. Member FDIC.
Four seconds left until halftime, as Alan Cox gets ready to kick things off, and appears there was also a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct type of penalty that went on Southside down. So the kickoff now from the Southside 45-yard line. And there you take a look at Gray as well as Deacon Garrett back to receive, as that'll just be boomed into and out of the end zone for a touchback. Eddie, keep in mind, this is the first regular season game, as good call there, Eddie, as there's a flag on the field across the way.
You got left side across the line before the ball was ever kicked, so they're going to give them 5 yards. And
So they would kick from midfield, assuming that this is indeed a offside penalty. Our third game of the week this season, as we made a special trip down to ASD a couple of weeks ago for their season opener against Jacksonville Christian, and then last week a thriller for Central Carroll and Oxford. A heartbreak city type of ball game for Oxford last Friday night. And right now, Hokes Bluff, they're playing well to get the season started, up 14 as we're closing in on halftime. Here comes the kick by Cox. Slow line drive, and that'll get into, and that'll trigger a touchback. With 34 seconds to go until halftime, I imagine maybe a couple most for Southside just to regroup and get into the halftime locker room.
Absolutely. I wouldn't try anything too fancy. You know, you got minimal time right there, and, you know.
Expected to hear from Hokes Bluff coach Mike Robertson here pretty shortly. Coach Rob, a lot of coaching knowledge with him that at least has carried Hokes Bluff for such a long time now. A lot of consistency with the Eagles as Morris will just take the knee. Maybe one more snap to go until, and in fact, doesn't appear they'll even have to snap the football, as play clock and game clock about 20 seconds or so between each other, but looks as if the Southside is already gearing up to just go to the halftime locker room, regroup, and see what they can do. Hokes Bluff will get the football coming out of the halftime locker room as the Eagles, off of some outstanding blocking along the offensive line, as well as Bryce Whitaker's 2 touchdowns, they lead 14-7 going into halftime as Shasta Jones down off to our right, awaiting for Coach Rob to come to in cameras. As Bryce Whitaker, a steady first half at quarterback. 3 completions in total, especially on that final drive leading to his 1-yard touchdown sneak. As here comes Coach Rob, and we are just about, I think we are Jones with Coach Mike Robertson.
Bryce Whitaker, though, McCarver, Hale, they've pulled in the points for you.
Yeah, well, Bryce is an excellent player. We all know that. He's splitting and spluttering a little bit, making some bad decisions.
Look, they got 2 bands, and I'm not in no big hurry to wind it.
Drew made a couple big plays, but, so far I'm not disappointed.
What else do you want to see them improve on this second half, though, to take that W home?
Yeah, blocking and tackling. We're not running the ball between the tackles is something that we like to do, so it's something we can get some inside a little bit more, but defensively,
Les
we've done a pretty
having
good
a
job.
little technical issues down along the sideline, so we'll just go ahead and take our halftime break here as Hokes Bluff right now with a 14-7 advantage over Southside on the road here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
It's game day, and from all of us at Bucks Island,
from the Loft Tackle Store,
from the team in service,
from the team in parts,
from the sales team,
from the Bucks Island family, good luck and go get 'em, boys.
Treating our customers the way we want to be treated since 1948. BucksIsland.com or call. I am ready. Let our team help you win on the water.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free here. and save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today. Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver Card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo. Over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
We're at halftime. The city of Southside presents our game of the week tonight from Bar. As your halftime score is Hokes Bluff 14 and Southside 7. James Hardy, Eddie Bullock, Shasta Jones, and Jim Jacobson, our FNN crew. And we have a special guest with us in Jesse Battles that is getting ready to make a big run for Alabama State Senate out of District 10, as, of course, the statewide here, but of course campaign season, I imagine, Jesse, it's already in full swing for you.
It's in full swing. We've been wide open and we're really just getting started.
And certainly, just first off, just kind of tell us the reason that, hey, you're putting your name in the hat for District 10.
Absolutely. I appreciate that question. So the main reason why I put my hat in for District 10 is because for the past 3 years, I've been getting out to my community, meeting the folks, and they're just not too happy with the leadership decisions that we have now. So I want to make sure that their voices are heard and bring the people's voice back to the state Senate.
And then just kind of give us, as far as just your overall priorities that you want if you're able to get across the finish line next year and get there.
Absolutely. So my main priorities is going to be working with our local elected officials to make sure they have the resources they need to get the projects done that are important to them. You know, my job isn't to be the dictator of District 10. It's to be the senator of District 10. And I just feel like some of the decisions that have been made in the past 8 years put Montgomery first and put our district second, like some of the decisions our local elected officials by taking some of their funding away without alternatives how to fix it, by going after our local businesses, like trying to use legislation in Montgomery to shut down Indian Mountain ATV Park, and taking our veterans' voices away and giving it to the power of Montgomery, like Montgomery can solve all of our problems.
And then anything as far as special projects you have in mind?
Yeah, for sure. So being here for 7 generations, you know, I've seen what we've had with Goodyear and the steel plant and all that good stuff, and Goodyear really helped my granddad get to where he's at today. But, you know, we don't have some of those opportunities here. So I want to work with our local county commission to recruit industry to our mega site, because we have a great institution here at GOW where we have that advanced manufacturing, and, you know, we don't need to be educating our students to go to other counties and work when we could do it here. But most importantly, I want to work with our local elected officials. Like, you know, tonight we're sitting here in the beautiful city of Southside. I live on the outskirts of Atala. You know, my job isn't to come to Southside and be like, Southside, this is what you need to be doing. My job is to come to y'all want, what y'all need to be successful. So that's why I want to do this.
Hey, Jesse, this is Jim down in the trailer. I got a couple of quick questions for you.
Please.
You know, a lot of people who are out campaigning for, it doesn't really matter what office it is, but everybody always makes promises. And one of the things that I think we've seen a lot in the last couple of election cycles is people making promises that they really, even if they're elected, won't have the authority or the ability to make. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think people try to use buzzwords and words like that to get elected, make promises. But, you know, like I tell people, I'm not an expert. The things that I know, but I know how to surround myself with people who are experts. So what I can promise you, the one promise you that I can make, is I'm going to go down to Montgomery. I'm going to work as hard as I possibly can to make District 10 the best district in the state of Alabama.
All right. Well, it's great to have you here with us during halftime and talk a little bit. There's elections going on, it seems like. I know we had one in Anniston today. I think there was one here in Southside today.
Yes.
Give us, everybody, kind of the schedule of your election and when people should be ready to make up their minds and go out to the polls and vote, because voting is the most important right we have.
100%. You know, we got some very special elections coming up. My election is with the statewide election, which is going to be May the 19th. And, you know, we just had our local municipal elections, and like Southside, where we're sitting now, they'll have a runoff in 4 weeks from Tuesday. But the statewide elections is going to be very, very important this year, because every constitutional office perception of treasurer is in an open seat. So it's important to make your voices heard, to get out there and show up on May the 19th.
Well, again, it's great to have you with us here this evening. We're going to grab a quick break, and we're going to get back. And I believe the mayor's up there. We can't have a halftime without talking to Scott.
Legend.
That is correct indeed. So let's go ahead and pay some bills, and we'll be back with more of our halftime coverage from Barney Hood Stadium after this timeout.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality. Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. Operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
At halftime here at Southside High School, at 14-7, we heard from Jesse Battles running for State District 10 in the Alabama Legislature in Senate District 10. And now we have a friend of F&N that we see pretty much every time, almost every time that Hokes Bluff comes up on our schedule. And Mayor Scott Reeves back with us once again. Always happy here on F&N, Mayor.
Good to be with y'all, James. We appreciate y'all covering us, and thank you for what you do for our communities and our schools and our student athletes.
Hey, just remember, when it rains, it drains.
That's exactly right, Jim.
You taught me that.
we want to keep all the trash out of the river and loose dirt that we can.
All right. Coming up at the end of September, it's an annual festival you guys have there in Hokes Bluff, and draws a bunch of folks, a bunch of vendors, a bunch of musicians. Talk about it a little bit, Scott, and tell us what's on deck.
Yes, sir, Jim. September the 27th, we'll have our 11th annual City Fest. It's always been a great event for our citizens. Just a little payback to them. It's free, totally free, except for what you spend with a vendor. It's a free event just to pay back to our citizens for them supporting our local businesses throughout the year and supporting Hokes Bluff with their tax dollars. So it's definitely going to be a big weekend, or big Saturday. It's and we're looking for a big crowd like we always have, and just excited about it. It's got here before you know it. It's upon us.
Yes, it is, and you guys always have so many great activities around that thing, and it really is a family-friendly event.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is. We our here, Jim. I guess I'll go ahead and throw this out there. Foggy Hollow will be kicking off at 3:00, and then John Bull out of Montgomery. He's a solo act that Jack Landham set up for us. I've never heard the guy play, but they say he's really, really good. Brett Shields and his band is going to be playing. The Alabama Tribute Band is coming on 4th, and then our headliner is going to be the Leonard Skinner Tribute Band coming on to highlight the night. So we've already got about 70 vendors lined up, arts, crafts, businesses, food vendors, kids rides, hot rod show that morning, Lions Club breakfast. We're looking for a big.
Got it all covered, don't you, buddy?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk a little bit about the football team. Is it true? Coach Rob tried to tell me this at Media Day. Is it true that you've hung over 100 banners at the stadium?
Well, I didn't do that by myself. We got some good help. We got a lot of good guys in our community that help in our sports, our athletic club. I can't go to naming names. I'll leave somebody out. But no, I didn't do it by myself. No, I did not. But we do have over 100 signs on our football field. Great support from our community and elected officials around. And it's just it's kind of old school away from that with the jumbotrons and things like that, but we still like that old school feel. You know, we got an old school head coach, Jim.
Yeah, dinosaur comes to mind. You know, a big green dinosaur.
That's right.
All right, well, let me ask you this, Scott.
Okay.
Because, you know, we go all part of the state doing what we do, and we get to observe a lot of different things about communities and things like that. And I think I mentioned this to Coach Rob the last time he and I kind of sat down and had a little chat for a little bit. There's just something about the way Hokes Bluff embraces the school and programs. It's not only football. Football's a big part of it, but your softball program, baseball, basketball, girls basketball, it's kind of like it's the focal point of the community, I guess, for entertainment and a way to cheer and stuff like that, but do it right.
Well, I appreciate that, Jim. That's just a testament to our community and our city and our citizens. What to me, Jim, what it boils down to is we got a long line of families that's been in Hokes Bluff for a very long time. Our grandparents, our parents, kids, and now great grandkids, and just carrying on the same tradition of togetherness and working together and family type atmosphere and everybody pushing together what needs pushing and pulling what needs pulling. We're like everybody else. We have small problems, along the way. We tend to get over it, put it behind us, and keep marching forward. But it's a unique little town, and I know I may sound biased. I've been here and lived here all my life and still live on our family farm, but it's a real close-knit, good community.
Yeah, you guys definitely got something special going on there.
Jim, it makes it easy to serve, I guarantee you.
Makes you want to go around and knock on doors come election time,
yeah,
right?
Yes, sir.
Although you might not need to do that too much.
Well, you're talking about election. Elections were last Tuesday, and our entire city council and myself were on. So we didn't have an election in Hokes Bluff, so I was pleased with that.
All right, $64,000 question.
Come on with it.
To wrap this up.
I bet I know what it is.
How long are we going to be able to keep Coach Rob up there?
Well,
you know him as good as anybody.
Hey, Jim, he's going to coach this year. He's going to coach this year. He's had some new parts inserted and changed out. So
he told me that.
Yeah. He's got a new hip, and I think they got to work on a knee, and then he'll probably check with Miss Phyllis and see what she says. So I'd like to see us get a little more time out. A lot of people's got different ideas about coaching philosophies and what it takes to make a program go. And I mentioned it before, and probably everybody's heard this. We got a lot of stability at Hokes Bluff. Going all the way back to Coach Cootie Reeves, back from the late 60s through the 70s. And we've had 3 coaches. That builds stability, it builds unity, it builds pride in your school and togetherness. And I think it's a positive thing that we've only had 3 coaches in about the last 50-something years at Hokes Bluff.
Well, you guys do a great Coach Rob. I don't mind saying it here publicly. He's one of my favorites. Just because
Appreciate
as a broadcaster, all you got to do is say hello and shut up.
He can talk now.
Yeah,
he sure can.
He sure does. All right, Mayor, well, it's good to see you, and good luck to Jesse here coming up in the elections come May. And second half here to get to, I think it's going to be pretty good.
Yes, sir, Jim. We appreciate y'all covering us this year to kick off football. I can remember, Jim, 43 years ago, we kicked off at Hokes Bluff. We had a pretty good football team. Southside had a pretty good football team. Most everybody remembers David Smith at quarterback. Later on, went to Alabama and quarterback. Now he's a head referee, white cap in the SEC. We beat Southside 24-17 in Hokes Bluff, and our quarterback Mike Hayes signed at Auburn and went on and played. And it was 90, if I remember right, Jim. It was about 94 or 95 degrees at kickoff. Was always playing around 200 pounds. Lost 8 pounds in the game. Weighed 192 when the game was over.
Wow!
It was so hot and muggy that night.
Well, there you see it, Mayor. I put it up there for you. When it rains, it drains.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you, Jim. Y'all have a good evening.
Have a good weekend and roll tide and War Eagle. Buddy.
Thank you, Jim.
James, take us to break.
Indeed, at halftime, it is 14-7 in favor of Hokes Bluff. Second half coming up here on the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. That's where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Gotta have a ring first. Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just made
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features the best prices on Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5 for free refills throughout the year and save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious Oleo donuts. In business over 78 years, visit your local Grub Mart today.
We're at Southside High School. We'll send it down to the sideline for Jones and Coach Miles Holcomb.
Boyd and Stapleton, they came through with some great running yards and receptions. You had some penalties there at the end. What needs to happen the second half for Southside to come away with a W tonight?
Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to get off the field right here. We need a 3 and out and then get the ball back. And then, we had 3 possessions. So that's just the type of game that it is here. I think there's been a 15-play drive, a 12-play drive. You can't expect to have too many possessions, so we got to capitalize on the ones we do get.
Well, good luck this second half.
Thank you.
We're going to send it back to you, Hardy.
Thank you, Shasta, and thank you to our FNN crew tonight as leads 14-7 at halftime over the Southside Panthers. James Hardy, Coach Eddie Bullock with you as we're a couple of minutes and a little bit of change away from getting the second half started. And Eddie, a great first half, especially second quarter. A little sluggish starts offensively on their first drive, but really you look at just the flow of the ball game when Hokes Bluff was able to drive the field in their first scoring drive. That kind of got the tempo of the game going in their direction.
Well, and the defense stepped up. That's what happened. Southside came back out and answered the challenge and were able to stop them, and they sort of went in with the momentum and they scored that second time.
You look, Bryce Whitaker, 2 rushing touchdowns, 1 of 5 yards. That was a big 3rd and goal run on that first scoring drive early in the second quarter, and then scoring drive, that 3rd drive of the ball game for Hokes Bluff. And, of course, their second drive of the second quarter. As before we get to that, don't forget, another edition of the FNN Coaches Show coming up on Tuesday from Top of the River, that capital for catfish in our part of the at 7 o'clock as we'll have a review of our games this week. And don't forget, we'll be back with you tomorrow, but next week as well, as you take a look as far as our next FNN high school football game of the week between Moody and Jacksonville.
Eddie might want to go up to Jacksonville.
I think that's a good call, especially with Jacksonville giving us a nice little surprise last week against Etowah.
You know what could be interesting about this game, Eddie?
What's that?
Moody could be 0-2 because they play Oxford tomorrow. They lost big time over in Georgia. And Jacksonville could be 2-0, and I don't think anybody expected that.
Nobody would have ever in their life suspected that, But, of course, Moody is at home next week, so it's gonna be a tough game, man. I think they're gonna be more, but it's just like you said, it's a strong possibility they could possibly be 0-2.
That game kind of just came together for us at the last minute and kind of looked like something we might want to do. So we plugged her in, and we've already got it set up with the folks up at Jacksonville High School, Golden Eagle Stadium next Friday night. And God only knows what happens tomorrow, Eddie.
Absolutely, I mean.
The 81st meeting, guys, of Montford and Lincoln.
An old school rivalry that renews once again tomorrow night down at Keith Stadium on the campus of Lincoln High School. But also, we go back as far as that final touchdown drive. Bryce Whitaker had a couple of clutch throws there to at least keep that touchdown drive going. And I tell you what, I still go back, probably the best play call we've seen, maybe certainly early on this season, definitely in this ball game, that Utah shuffle pass on 2nd and 15 that got a first down inside the 5. Some really good coaching from the part of Coach Rob and his coaching staff. And now Hokes Bluff with the lead, and they will also get the football to start this. So this is a big possession defensively coming up for Southside.
Right, and Southside is going to have to make a statement right here, if they want to stay in this game.
Yancey with the kick as it'll be fielded by Hokes Bluff inside their own 5-yard line. You take a good look at a modest but solid return out to the 30-yard line. As able to take the kickoff that time was Ryan Fleming as a first down coming up for Hokes Bluff. And I got to imagine, Eddie, for the Southside defense, they've got to get the job done on first down as far as put Hokes Bluff's offense behind the sticks and make Bryce Whitaker beat them with his arm.
Absolutely. And it's not the game is not out of reach if they don't stop them this time, but they definitely need to make a statement on this drive right here that it'd be nice if they could, go through all the drive.
Look at that room on the left side for Hale as he has the Jets turned on across midfield and bangs his way forward inside the 40 to the 37-yard line as Brenton Hale fired up after that big first down run.
Oh, he turned on the afterburners on that one, right? Got around that sideline, and I think his speed may have been a little deceptive right there.
An I Care Alabama first down run of 32 yards to the Southside 38-yard line. So Hale also with about a 20-yard reception, as we mentioned, on that Utah shuffle in the second quarter, as Ward on the quick hitter up the middle. As he breaks through the initial line, wasn't even touched, Eddie, until he got to the first down marker.
Well, it's a dive. You kick out right there, and the linebacker's trying to read that triangle, looking at the running back, and the running back right, so it frees them for a minute, and that's what you want to do. When I used to run dives, I would just turn and give it to him, but Coach Rob got him reversing out giving it, so that's giving him a false key right there.
Already 2 plays and 2 first downs for the Hokes Bluff offense as they're already to the Panthers' 20. Counter give and lots of running room for the deep back in Brenton Hale as he gets close to yet another first down, and that gets the Hokes Bluff Eagles into the red zone. Hokes Bluff already up a touchdown, and they're About 18 yards away or so for making it a 2-score advantage.
Well, I think Hokes Bluff is trying to make a statement right here on this drive. You know, I feel a sense of urgency just like the Panthers did.
Second and short from the Southside 8. Hale off the first wave, able to get his way inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line and a first down carry. As Southside with their backs against the wall right now, as the Hokes Bluff Eagles just left off in the first half, as they are just driving their way on the ground exclusively on this drive. This will be play number 5, and the ball has yet to go on through the air in this drive.
Hey, and there's no need to put it in there right now when you're moving it like that. Hokes Bluff just reestablishing the line of scrimmage. Side off the football right now.
Here's the keeper, Whitaker. Lots of running room all the way to the end zone untouched. Touchdown for Hokes Bluff.
It's a quarterback trap right there.
Runs of 5, 1, and now 14 yards as he has 3 touchdowns on the night, and Hokes Bluff on top 20-7. What's turning into a very rough home opener for Southside as Alan Cox on for the point after. The hold by Bryce. Already 2 for 2 on PATs for Cox tonight. Snap, hold, and the kick up, and that is successful. 21-7, 9.5 to go, third quarter here on the FNN High School Game of the Week.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own options. Enjoy free delivery and 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Third quarter, tonight's game brought to you by the city of Southside from Barney Hood Stadium. But right now, the home team, they're in a bind, down a couple of touchdowns. Says Hokes Bluff, an outstanding second, and picking up where they left off here in the third quarter is Cox with the line drive kick. That goes into the end zone for the touchback. So 1st and 10 coming up for Hokes Bluff. 3 touchdowns tonight for Bryce Whitaker. As the South, they are in dire need of a score here, down a couple of scores.
Absolutely. They got to make a statement right here on this drive right here. Like I said, the game is not out of reach, but, you know, Hokes Bluff has all the momentum right now, so Southside going to have to do one of them patented drives that they did earlier.
So the freshman in Morris comes back out. And the Southside quarterback, couple of completions for him this evening. Christian Morris, 5'9", 171. Boyd on the call as he'll crash into the left side and gets to about the 21-yard line for a gain of 1. Boyd with a 1-yard touchdown early in the second quarter. As a second down, I beg your pardon, coming up. Couple substitutions for Miles Holcomb's Panthers. We've already played 3 minutes so far in this third quarter.
Well, Southside doesn't change what they do right now. You know, Southside is loading up on Boyd right here.
Here's the play fake and the throw down the field intended for Stapleton. Out of bounds, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, you got while the ball was in the air. He gave him a little slight push off right there, so it was a good call.
Looks as if Cooper Young called on the flag. And there you see the flag come in at the end of the play. Ball had gone out of bounds, but as Eddie mentioned, some pushing and shoving prior to that down the sideline.
He had excellent Back had excellent position. There was no need. The ball was actually going to sail out of bounds anyway. Just a little bit over aggressive right there.
Christian Morris now gets the call from the sideline.
So they outnumbered down here.
Quick pass to Stapleton, complete. Advances to the 42-yard line where he's wrapped up out of bounds by Bray Davis, the middle linebacker, the 6', 180-pound senior for Hokes Bluff.
And that's a numbers game right there, James. They had a safety back about 15 yards, a cornerback, and the inside linebacker was on the inside on the trip formation. So, hey, you throw that all day. And I throw it again. Same formation right there. You see they outnumbered down here, so I throw the same thing again.
Morris waiting for his offense to shift on the left side. Here's the give. Boyd up the middle as he pounds his way and gets his iCare Alabama first down. Also, BMF Tire and Off-Road presents our third quarter. As here you see iCare Alabama in the top left-hand portion of your screen. Efficient, effective eye care. Proud partners of FNN. They present our first downs tonight.
See, they had the same formation up top. It's just a numbers game. You got two outside. I raise up and throw that.
Here's Morris, a throwback screen, and off the mark that time, incomplete. Looked as if they had something. Pass was wide of the intended target, Will Stapleton.
Absolutely. He had a tunnel screen set up right there. They overloaded the top side, Hokes Bluff side, and he just made a bad throw. If he complete that pass, he probably that's going to be a big gainer for him.
D'Angelo running back for Southside.
Got the same formation up top again, James. They outnumbered up top right there.
Man comes in motion. Morris sets up the screen, complete to Byers, has blocking as he goes against the grain in Hokes Bluff territory inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Another Southside first down brought to you by iCare Alabama.
Excellent call right there. You got all those black shirts out in front of you right there. The lineman getting downfield trying to make it happen, and he did an excellent job reading his blocks right there.
And quickly back to play, the give to Byers as he's tripped up and gets a solid couple, maybe 3 yards to the 31-yard line. So we approach 7.5 minutes to go. A rapidly played third quarter. Hokes Bluff scored on their first drive of this third quarter. A 14-yard quarterback keeper by Bryce Whitaker, who scored 3 touchdowns on the ground. Also Bryce Whitaker, 3 completions on the night. A couple of completions in this drive so far. And looks as if we have illegal participation. Too many men on the field for Hokes Bluff. A rare lapse in concentration as far as getting the right numbers on the field for Hokes Bluff, as that'll mark off some penalty yardage.
Well, that's one way to stop them, put 12 out on the field.
Well, that'll also advance the football well inside the red 18-yard line.
Well, it's only bad, James, if you get caught.
This is true. Unfortunately, Paul Coggins' crew caught that, however.
Absolutely. The Southside is putting together a great drive right here, one of those patented drives like they did earlier. They keeping the football. What you want to do, give yourself a chance.
Morris gives to Boyd lots of running room off right guard as he's able to power his way close to the first down at the 10-yard line. So he'll be about a couple of yards shy of that first down.
That's just a little outside zone right there, right off the tackle. Trying to hit it wide. He's hitting it right off the tackle's butt.
Well, we heard from Miles Holcomb as far as just a limited number of possessions, and with the way that the game is still turning out, this is a must-score drive in a lot of ways for Southside.
Well, this is what you do. I mean, he's doing a great job, and I told you Southside is known for
Here's Boyd, follows his blocking right up the gut and gets the I Care Alabama first down at the 6-yard line on a gain of 4. So both teams keeping the ball on the ground. I Care Alabama, locations in Piedmont, Roanoke, and Atala. And there you see their number at 480-2020. First and goal for the Panthers of Southside at the 6. Boyd on the call, stutter step move, and then hit pretty hard that time as Boyd made back to the line of scrimmage as Davis, the middle linebacker, on the stop.
Well, in that particular play, I don't think he hit it up in there hard enough. That's a bend play, and he's got to lower his pass and hit it up in there pretty hard, you know, because he's not that heavy, so he's not a power back, but you got to hit it.
Already under 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Morris gets the play from the sideline. Play clock at 10. Morris takes his time, as we'll have a whistle, and looks as if, I believe maybe the timeout called by Southside, and we'll take it with them. 5:32 to go, third quarter, as Hokes Bluff up by 2 scores, but Southside on the move here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week.
At Farmers and Merchants Bank, we're showing off Spirit with our newly designed vertical Spirit debit cards. Now these are customized with your favorite school's logo, and half of every Spirit card purchased goes toward your school. So, show off your colors and support your local school with the F&M Spirit debit card. You can learn more at Bank. Member FDIC.
Third quarter, 32 to go in the third quarter as the city of Southside presents our game of the week tonight. And BMF Tire and Off-Road presents our third quarter. And right now, Eddie, this is almost a must-score drive for Southside as they've worked hard to get to the 6-yard line right now. A second and goal up. They really, really need to get this ball into the end zone to make it a one-score game.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons why he made that timeout, because their play clock was running down, and he didn't want to get a penalty and go backwards. Everything pretty much been positive for him on this possession, so you don't want to do anything and then go back and look at that, you know, you didn't make a right call or didn't do the right thing. So, you know, he used the timeout at the perfect time to try to settle his troops down and make sure that they get what they want off of this play.
Well, you saw F&M Bank Service Solutions, not a tagline with them, and hopefully for Southside, their perspective, they want a little money in the bank when it comes to cashing in on a red zone opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, I want to see them punch this thing in and have a one-score game and see how Hokes Bluff respond to it. You know, we got a football game here.
Morris. Boyd, it's trips, or I think, Eddie, he saw the end zone inside, but tripped up. I'm not sure if anybody actually tripped him up. Maybe been the turf monster that time that got the junior running back.
Yeah, I think he got a shoestring tackle there. I don't know his name, but I think he got a shoestring tackle right there. And but Southside did an excellent job. They actually overloaded the left side. They gave a little shift into motion and overloaded. They had what we call a tackle over.
Third and goal. Alan Cox, by the way, on that last tackle. Morris drops the snap and just has to fall on it back at the 15-yard line. Unfortunate break that time. Second down, as Eddie mentioned, Cox trips up Boyd, preventing him from going to the end zone, and that time the snap just goes through the hands of Christian Morris, the freshman QB. Now you're getting to 4.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. There's still time, and let's see if the field goal unit comes out, or looks as if Morris is still staying out on the field. There's only 12 seconds left on the play clock. And so the South to try and get this playoff with 5 on the play clock.
This is not good for them right here.
And now we'll have a whistle and a timeout called for as Miles Holcomb not exactly thrilled down on the sidelines. And so he'll call the timeout and we'll take it with them with 4:05 to go third quarter. It's still Hokes Bluff and Southside 7.
Looking to transform your outdoor space? Look no further than Bama Sheds. As a family-owned and operated business, we understand your needs. That's why we offer no credit check, rent-to-own. Enjoy free delivery and setup within 35 miles of our 4 convenient locations. Whether you need a shed, pole barn, garage, or carport, we've got you covered. Visit our website at bamasheds.com or call 256-268-8484. Bama Sheds, where quality meets affordability and your outdoor dreams become reality.
Hokes Bluff 21 and Southside 7, 4:05 to go in the third quarter. 2 timeouts already used by Southside, and it appears that the offense will remain on the field. Goal from the 15-yard line. Southside needs to score here. 4 receivers on the play as Morris throws the screen pass to Boyd, complete, but he's wrapped up in the backfield and it's off the field without allowing a point as the Eagles will take over first down and 10.
That's a great call, the screen pass, but I think I would run it to the wide side to give Boyd a little bit more room to maneuver. As fast as he is, I would put him in space.
That's going over Braden Howard, but a couple of Eagles there on the tackle, including Dean Morgan. So the Hokes Bluff offense back out on the field. A big night for Bryce Whitaker on the ground with 3 rushing touchdowns.
To come up with no points right there, that hurt.
There's Hale off the left side as he races across the first down marker, and I Care Alabama first down for Hokes Bluff. It appears that Hale might have cramped up that time. And they need a little bit of medical TLC down on the field. Now I think our lady down on the sidelines, when it comes to Shasta Jones, has a little information as far as the quarterback Bryce Whitaker, because there's a lot of respect that goes around the Hokes Bluff community when it comes to Coach Rob, and Shasta has a lot more about Whitaker.
I spoke with Bryce this week. He said some improvements he wants to see this season are just to get better as a player, and he thinks one role he needs to step up in is being a more vocal leader. He's been working on decision-making overall, being quarterback, whether it means audible or telling the linemen to block, whoever, audible pass calls, overall just taking. He wants to break the most touchdowns all time at Hokes Bluff. He has 19 consecutive in games, but he believes the record's 23, so he hopes to beat that one this year. As for future plans, Coach Rob better watch out. He plans to go to college to become a teacher and a coach and hopes to come back to Hokes Bluff and coach.
I tell you what, you hear it's just the father figure role really when it comes to Bryce Whitaker wanting to be a coach himself like his old ball coach. Quick hitter right into the teeth of the Southside defense as Ward on the call. Very interesting to hear. That's some good information from as Bryce Whitaker thinking about going into coaching in his future, Eddie.
Oh, that's great. I followed one of my old coach's footsteps, man, and the only thing you have to remember is you got some big shoes to fill.
Oh, man, somebody eventually is going to have to fill those shoes at home. Don't know when right now. Keeper for Whitaker. Lowers the shoulder and gets to the 41-yard line, but I tell you what, there's not a bet. You could do a whole lot worse than having a mentor if you're Bryce Whitaker and want to get in coaching than someone like Coach Rob.
Well, and that's what you want. I mean, you want to leave a lasting impression on your players to where they want to do it. I eventually went into basketball at Anniston, and I had one of my mentors was Jack Doss, who is probably the second leading state championship coach in the state of Alabama. He only has about 10. He always wanted me to go in the medical field.
Under 2.5 to go in the quarter is Whitaker in the open field, and he may take this to the house. 10-5 and a touchdown for Hokes Bluff. 59 yards on the touchdown run by Bryce Whitaker.
Quarterback trap. I believe Shasta said he has 19 and he shoots for 23, so that's number 20.
There you go, 59 yards, and for tonight, 4 touchdowns for Bryce Whitaker. And then getting to the point of absolutely embarrassing South home turf. PAT coming up for Alan Cox. As Cox already 3 for 3 on point afters. There, and the kick a bit more of a line drive that time, but nonetheless successful. 28-7 in favor of Hokes Bluff. 2:15 to go, third quarter. You're watching the F&N High School Football Game of the Week.
Your neighborhood Grub Mart is your one-stop shop for everything you need when you're on the go. Grub Mart features Coke and Pepsi products and is the home to the 99-cent bag of ice every day. And Grub Mart is your exclusive home for the popcorn bucket. Purchase yours for only $5.99, then bring it for free refills throughout the year. And save every day with your Grub Mart Super Saver card. When you're on the go, it's good to know Grub Mart has everything you need. Gas, diesel, and delicious all business over 78 years. Visit your local Grub Mart today.
The city of Southside presents our game of the week tonight. Games this week will be down at Lincoln, Alabama tomorrow. The Golden Bears of Lincoln and the Lions of Munford for one of East Alabama's oldest rivalries. But right now, Hokes Bluff on top of Southside in a long-running rivalry themselves. Trying to get some good field position and maybe a lot more, as taking it across midfield, or at least just getting to midfield, is D'Angelo Byers. A good kickoff return, as it's a first down and 10. And I tell you what, I'm a little surprised at just how well, even for a season opener, but how well been playing tonight on the road, Eddie.
Hey, they playing extremely well, but hey, give Byers credit. Now, Byers is putting in the work tonight. He's had several good runs, and you know, one thing about him, he hasn't given up, you know, so that's what you want.
In fact, Byers will be the lone setback. 2:05 to go here in the third quarter. Morris rises up, has a receiver over the middle, complete to Garrett as he crosses into Hokes Bluff territory at the 25-yard line. That's a big first down throw.
Same route. He comes right up the seam, hit him before. And that's a great throw, great catch, and they're getting them yak yards. Yards after catch.
Deacon Garrett on the reception for the first down. 25 yards on the reception.
See, Hokes Bluff is outnumbered down at the boundary, so you throw that pass, he didn't get it off.
An RPO pass swallowed up that time in the defensive backfield on a cornerback blitz by Alan Cox.
And if we can get a replay on that, I'm going to show you.
We'll see if we can get that, as a well-timed blitz by Hokes Bluff defensively. For loss on the sack.
He needed about just another second or two, maybe.
We're coming close to the end of the third quarter. Definitely a must-score drive for Southside if they want to have any chance of battling back. Second and 15, under a minute to go. Third quarter. Swing pass complete to the near side, and good little fingertip tackle that time by Dean Morgan, the junior, one of the leaders on defense, as he was able to trip up the receiver coming out of, at least in motion that time, McNair, as that might have saved a first down that time, as this could be the final play of the third quarter.
Well, that was a great shield block right there, and he saved that. But on the previous play, if they had completed that play, he probably would have walked in the end zone.
Here's a third down and 15. Near catch nets 0 yards. Morris under pressure steps up and now throws and has a receiver complete, and that should be enough for the first down as Stapleton on the catch.
That was an excellent step up right there. Felt the pressure, stepped up in the pocket, and he still kept his eyes downfield, and that's what you want him to do. I mean, excellent throw.
Yeah, check that. Garrett on the reception. Good presence, though, for the freshman, as that'll end the third quarter of play. It'll be a first down and 10 from the Hokes Bluff 13. We get to the fourth quarter. So 12 more minutes to go on this Thursday evening from Barney Hood Stadium. Right now, it's Hokes Bluff on top 28-7 with Southside trying to score to begin the fourth quarter here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the City of Southside.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Hokes Bluff 28 and Southside 7 as we come up on the final quarter of play here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week. Part 1 for us, though, this week, because we'll be down at Lincoln tomorrow, 6:30 for our kickoff for the Lincoln Golden Bears and the Munford Lions at Keith Howard Memorial Stadium. So we'll be down, at least from where we're at tonight at Barney Hood Stadium, about a 20-plus minute drive or so down Highway 77, and there you see our game tomorrow. So you'll be Shasta, Jim, myself, and the rest of our FNN crew down at Lincoln High tomorrow. And then next week, at least we rolled out the red carpet for our Friday game next week. It'll be Moody in Jacksonville for the first region game of 2000. Jacksonville with an outstanding season opener last week, as there you see our game of the week next Friday night. Jacksonville with a 45-7 thrashing of Etowah last week. And right now, Hokes Bluff kind of on a similar trajectory, unless Southside can come up with a TD. Byers running room off right guard, as he'll plunge inside the 5 to the 4-yard line, and that's close to the I Care Alabama first down. They'll say just a tiny bit shy. So Byers, some good action tonight, backing up Jamel Boyd. Delay give as Boyd wrapped up and dropped in the backfield. Howard that time. And, of course, you have a trio of Braden Howard that time on the tackle.
Well, he got a bad snap again. That was a low snap, and it threw the timing of the play off. So, you know, he wasn't able to get it into the running back pocket quick enough because the snap was low. He had to pick it up off the ground.
Third and just a couple. Byers moves it up the middle toward the end zone. He has his first down secured. About a yard and a half shy of the touchdown, however. That is good enough for an I Care Alabama first down, however.
Eddie, no doubt, got to get it in here, don't they?
Absolutely. They got the score right here. You know, as we was doing our commercial chalk talk, you know, it could easily be a different game had they scored on the last drive.
First and goal. Delay give, as it appears there might have been a flag thrown from behind the play. Doesn't much anyway, back to about the line of scrimmage.
Well, you don't want any counters right here. What you want to do is you want to spread them out, because Hokes Bluff, you know, they run the I formation, so they forte is loading the box.
Well, you know, with a 3-score lead right now, that when Hokes Bluff gets exclusively on the ground. Illegal procedure, it appears, will go on Southside. Actually, maybe a bit more severe than that on the penalty.
Well, but in actuality, it gives you more to take that penalty because it gives you more space.
On the offense, 15 yards, previous spot, or the end of the run, still first down.
Yeah, you can't block below the waist down, but you'd rather take that penalty and get your 4 downs versus declining.
So now the football at the 17, first and goal. Low snap as Morris digs it out and goes to the end zone and gets his connection for the touchdown. So the touchdown, which they say bobbled and incomplete, at least from our vantage point, couldn't quite see the call that was made along the near corner of the end zone, as we'll take another look at what could have been the second touchdown of the night for Southside.
Well, it had another low snap, but we're about to see it right here. Makes an excellent throw, a decision. He throws it, and let's see right here. So, that's where he make his mind at right there. He got it.
There's the bobble right there.
Absolutely. He called by the officials, but he hasn't looked that one in.
Here's Byers on the swing pass, complete as he gets out of a couple tackles and inside the 5 to close to the original line of scrimmage. Deegan Garrett, by the way, with the drop in the end zone on the prior play for South. Good play that time as some good, at least good carries, and that time a good run after the catch by D'Angelo Byers to get his team in better position to potentially draw within 2 scores.
Listen, Byers don't give up now, and I see that was just my next thing. He has Boyd and Byers in the backfield together, so and I would want to spread them out. I would want to keep tight formation again because that's what Hokes Bluff wants you to do.
Byers in motion as a dropped snap. Let's see who gets the football. And they say that Southside keeps possession. However, it's going to down in goal from the 6-yard line.
I think you had a speed sweep right there, but the timing was off on it.
You see this going under center was Morris as he just bobbled the snap that time. And Southside lucky to get the ball back. And now we'll have a on the field for Hokes Bluff. 9:46 left in the ball game. It's Hokes Bluff 28 and Southside 7.
Gotta have a ring first. Remember, she has to say yes to the ring before she says yes to the dress. Riverside just makes it better.
The City of Southside presents our FNN High School Football Game of the Week for this Thursday. Part 1 of 2 for us this week in Week 1 of the A 2025 season. 9:46 to go in the ball game as a 4th down and goal awaits Southside, and basically desperation time now as they need a score for any chance really of coming back.
Yeah, if they don't score here, it's pretty much a sealed deal right here because
Morris shotgun with Boyd alongside him. Snap and a little pass to the end zone and incomplete. Went Green the safety as we'll see another look at that 4th down incompletion. As Green had that well covered in the back corner of the end zone right side. And now Hokes Bluff will take over, and they'll just keep it on the ground and get as the finish line for them is away.
Well, you up 3 scores, so, hey, there's no need to put it in the air. You can run it, run clock. Southside only has 1 timeout, so, I mean, you run clock, and if you got to punt it, punt the football, play defense again.
Out our first of many F&N Player of the Week awards earlier this week as part of our F&N Coaches Show, as here comes Hale on the counter give that time across the 10 to the 13-yard line. Talladega Short Track presenting our F&N Player of the Week. And I imagine, I would not be shocked, but we'll see, as there's still a lot more games to go tomorrow. Certainly Bryce Whitaker has to be among those candidates this week with 4 touchdowns tonight, including a 59-yard run here in the second half.
Hey, if he's not, there he is. After scoring 4 times.
We still have a few days, though, to sort things out as far as the rest of the games go and individual performances. Hale off the right side, as he needs to get to about the 17 for the first down and about a couple of yards shy of that first down. Under 9 minutes to go until we get to the end of the ball game.
Well, you want to get right here again. The thing that's been working for you is the quarterback trap. So, the quarterback lead. So, you spread them out and send old reliable Whitaker up there. Information right here now, so I don't know if they'll try the quarterback sneak. He's had success with it.
Here's the sneak, needs the 17, does Whitaker, and they may spot that right at the mark for what would be an iCare Alabama first down. And that's where the side judge across the way is spotted at, and they're going to give him the first down without having to measure for it. Just a few minutes, or a few seconds rather, toward that 8-minute mark. And exactly what Coach wants to do on this drive, just pound away and bleed that clock until they can go back to Hokes Bluff with their first victory of the season.
This is where an experienced line come into play right here. Hey, you got to get this first down. If you're going to be a good team when you're in short yardage, you got to get it. And there go that.
Look at that move, though, that Whitaker makes. Make sure that he stays in bounds as he goes on that quarterback naked bootleg and runs it to perfection.
It's that senior leadership.
Whitaker with touchdown runs tonight of 5, 1, 18, and 59 yards. Another iCare Alabama first down. As Coach Rob would certainly not mind just using this drive and just running the clock to triple zeros. They started inside their own team. Now at the 27. Give Hale. He'll bounce it off the left side, and he stood up and taken down. About 4 black shirts there for Southside, including Colby Dodd, the junior linebacker. However, under 7 minutes to go in the football game, as it appears that Hokes Bluff, after they had lost 4 in a row in the series to Southside coming into last year, they're just 6 minutes and change away, Eddie, for making it 2 wins in a row for Southside in this series.
And they got a statement they trying to make, and after you lose 4 in a row, you don't want to go back home and, your home fans telling you that makes 5 in a row,
And this would be their first win at Southside since 2018. And here goes Whitaker again in the field. Taken down inside the 40 at the 39-yard line. As we'll take another look at some of Bryce Whitaker's wheels on a first down run.
That's quarterback lead right there. I mean, he's going in there. He letting all the guys put a hat on a hat. And, once they do, the rest is on the whip, man.
And there you see one of the reserves that may have saved a touchdown for Southside in Griffin Frazier. And we'll have a stoppage in play. 5:58 to go, a Heat timeout. And we'll take the timeout with them here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by the
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
The city of Southside brings us tonight's FNN High School Football Game of the Week, led by Mayor Dana Snyder. A big thanks for all of you for joining us wherever you're watching us from tonight. And don't forget to download that FNN, or whether it's your iPhone or your Android. You can find us as far as the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store. Just type in the search column FNN Network, and you should be able to find us right at the top of those search locations. That is the FNN. You can, including as far as looking up schedules, you can also watch us as far as our Friday night games, or in this case Thursday night, and our Tuesday night FNN Coaches Show. There's the give hail, bottled up right at the bench. Here you see the city of Southside. Also, a big thanks to them for presenting our game tonight here on FNN. We'll make the trip down Highway 77, and at least I will after I get back home tonight, but the rest of us will be down Highway 77 tomorrow for Lincoln and Munford. So this drive started about their own 6 for Hokes Bluff after turning over Southside on downs. And they're more than halfway to just running out the rest of this fourth quarter. Here's the counter give hail. Not modest yardage, I should say, to about the 36, maybe the 35-yard line. But exactly what Coach Rob wants, Eddie, just bleed this clock as they've kept it on the ground, and they've driven the football from about the Southside 35-yard line.
Well, that's all you want to do. I mean, hey, the clock is your ally right now. You want to do is run the clock down. I snap the ball probably at about 3 seconds, and, hey, keep it moving.
I tell you what, Coach Rob and his players also, they have managed this game brilliantly so far tonight, especially ever since quarter. Had an well-executed late-scoring drive in the second quarter as the quick hitter up the middle as Ward, the fullback, spun around and dropped for maybe about a couple. Under 4 minutes to go. Bryce Whitaker, 4 touchdowns tonight. Also, Jamel Boyd had a first-half touchdown for Southside, but Southside had 2 red zone drives here in the second half that they failed to cash in on. And so right now, it's going to look like a very convincing Hokes Bluff victory here in about 3.5 minutes.
I want to punt it right here. You know, you're so close. What you want to do is if you get another first down, you know, try to pull them off sides.
Play clock down to 9. And looks as if the coach Mike Robertson wants to use one of his remaining couple of timeouts and does so. And we'll take the timeout with him at 3:19 left until we get to the Bluff on top by 3 scores.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Carolyn Henderson, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, take a look at Calhoun County. You'll be glad you did.
Fourth quarter, late fourth quarter, in fact, as Hokes Bluff on about a 5-minute or so 6-minute drives that started at their own 6-yard line, exclusively on the ground, up 28-7, as the city of Southside presents our game of the week tonight.
Well, and that's one of the if you're losing a game like this, that's one of the downsides of it is, hey, that clock keeps running unless you got time out.
And right now, Hokes Bluff, they're 5 yards away from an iCare Alabama first down on 4th down and 5. The give, Hale needs to get to the 28, and he might have gotten there. Depends the type of spot he gets, but I think Bluff is going to keep the football.
Yeah, it looks like the way the side judge is marking it, looked like he got there.
And there you see a great look at that football. And Hokes Bluff says it's a first down. Does Paul Coggins, though, say it's a first down? They'll go ahead and bring in the chain gang from the far side of the field. Thankfully, not a long run for the chain gang, as that football they'll spot right around the far, between the far numbers and the far hash mark.
Well, it depends on right here whether you get a heel or a toe spot. If you get the heel, you get the toe, you got a first down.
There's the stretch of the chains, and indeed a Hokes Bluff iCare Alabama first down.
He got the toe spot.
I tell you what, Paul Coggins, from the time we saw him at the coin toss, has done an outstanding job so far tonight, along with his AHS initiating crew.
Well, that may have sealed it right there.
I tell you what, with just one Southside timeout, one more first down, Eddie, and Hokes Bluff may be able to run this clock out. And especially at home for Miles Holcomb Southside Panthers, that would be a humiliating way to play the game.
Well, Southside can only stop at one time, and once they get in a situation where if they were to get a first down, you would see.
In fact, here comes a stoppage in play on the field as they'll reset the play clock to 25. So now the clock will go under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter.
You'll see Coach Rob, he'll take a knee because he's a real classic guy. You know, he don't want to run up the score. He just wants to win, that's all.
Hale bounces it to the outside and stopped around the 29-yard line. Griffin Frazier helps lead the way on the tackle for Southside. Southside tied it up at 7 early in the second quarter, but Hokes Bluff had a game-changing, late scoring drive in the second quarter that got them into a 14-7 halftime lead, and then Bryce Whitaker's feet throughout the ball game, but especially that 59-yard touchdown run in the third quarter to open up the scoring here in the second half was just a backbreaker for Southside.
Absolutely. It was like he was shot out of a rocket.
Almost to the final 2 minutes of our Thursday night. There's Hale off the right side as he'll bounce around, and he'll get stood up as the whistle blows the play dead at the 26-yard line. And looks as if Miles Holcomb's, I imagine, just about as much ready to get to the locker room, to get to the finish line as Hokes Bluff is. To get.
Well, and he knows he don't have a chance at the game at this point. So what you want to do is not get anybody hurt. You know, last second fluke accident and get one of your starters or somebody hurt. You know, you want to kind of just, hey, go and concede the victory to the other team. And
third down and 7. Play clock down to 5. Hale on the give, trying to read the block off the right side, and he'll be taken down for a loss across the 25, around the 27-yard line. As one more snap at least for Hokes Bluff at the under minute mark, but right now the clock stopped because there is, looks like, a young Hokes Bluff Eagle down with what appears to be at least a official's timeout due to a player down.
Yeah, you got a cramp on the other side, so, you know.
Take a look. I think it's Britton Hale that is the running back that's down. It appears just a garden variety cramping type of situation, especially even though it's a comfortable night here at Barney Hood Stadium on the campus of Southside.
Well, that's one of the situations that you call it that's a good cramp because you're up on the scoreboard.
Well, that it is indeed, as they'll resume winding the clock down once they take care of Brenton Hale, getting a little bit of TLC down on the field, but certainly putting a lot of work in as well, and helping his team along with Bryce Whitaker, Dean Morgan, and really the rest of the Eagles on both sides of the ball to an outstanding performance to open their season. And Munford opens their season tomorrow, and it's a big game for Coach Michael Leasley as far as not just the rivalry game, but like they did last year, the 2025 season off with a convincing win over their longtime rival, as the Lincoln Golden Bears will open up their home schedule tomorrow as Brett Henderson in his first season with the Golden Bears of Lincoln. And also don't forget, as far as after the Bucks Island scoreboard show that starts at 10 p.m. with scores across the Yellowhammer State, interviews from coaches, as well as looks at region standings and a whole lot more. And also don't forget the FNN Coaches Show on Tuesday nights from the north side of Adams to top of the river, the capital of catfish. And there's a look at Coach Rob. And don't forget as well, we just rolled it out less than a year ago, actually, as far as our FNN app, as you can check out our FNN games of the week when it comes to the live and on demand. In fact, you get the notification as well as far as when those games like tonight get banked into our FNN archives.
Well, Coach Rob is so old school. He walked out there and got the helmet, and he's like, let's scoop him up and get him off. It's just a cramp, and get this game over.
Oh, the clock under a minute to go. They're letting the play clock go all the way down before this snap. Ward off the right side as he's going to be stopped about a couple yards shy of the first down. But regardless, Eddie, this is just as Whitaker's legs, and really both sides of the ball have been impressive. That may have been the most impressive drive of the ball game from my mind, Eddie, as far as late game execution with about 8 or 9 minutes to go. They almost ran out the fourth quarter clock on that drive.
That was perfect right there, and that's what you want. But it's the leadership of Whitaker. I mean, he in the last part of his name, Taker. He's a taker. He basically took what he wanted out on the field this last drive.
Oh, well played, Eddie. 40.5 seconds to go. Morris, slant pattern to Garrett, complete. At the 30 and slung down at the 31-yard line. Bray Davis on the tackle. So that'll stop the clock momentarily for that I Care Alabama first down. As there you see the quick connection from Morris to Garrett.
Well, they're going to give that up. Let them score. Coach Rob definitely wouldn't like that.
Quick pass off to the near side. That's caught for Southside by McNair as he's down the sideline, wrapped up and driven out of bounds into Hokes Bluff territory right in front of us at the 38-yard line. Maybe a few more plays get in before they call it a night, as there's McNair able to make the quick hitch grab and roam down the sidelines to the 37.
Well, they were actually lucky on that play because he made a cardinal sin. He probably should have gotten out of bounds, if you technically want to save some time. But he turned in and tackle because they got some backups in, and he was able to make something out of it. But
here's Morris, loads up and throws, and looks like a little contact prior to the at least knock away, as McNair in the area of the intended pass, and Hokes Bluff. You had the safety that came in that delivered the wood that time. Might have been Morgan.
It's a pass interference, 15 yards, previous spot, first down.
So that's a free 15 yards for Southside, and this might be the final play we see tonight. We'll have a timeout called for on the field. Timeout.
Well, you got another cramp out there, but look who's out on the field. My good buddy, Coach Robinson.
There you go. Let's go and step aside. A quick timeout here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week.
The Calhoun County Commission, made up of Fred Wilson, Danny Shears, Terry Howell, and Lee Patterson, ask you to take a look at what Calhoun County has to offer. Our beautiful parks, neighborhoods, recreational facilities, historic sites, and museums. Our citizens enjoy a high quality of life and strongly support the arts. If you're considering expanding or starting a new business, Calhoun County, you'll be glad you did.
Final play coming up in tonight's ball game with 4.4 seconds. As this is likely the final play tonight, as Hokes Bluff will get their 2025 season started with a big bang here at Barney Hood Stadium on the campus of Southside High School. Big thanks to the city of Southside as well as Mayor Dana Snyder, our game of the week here on this Thursday night, part one of our game of the week. As the pressure comes, the throw toward the end zone, and that's knocked away, incomplete, in kind of a fitting way to end this ball game. As Hokes Bluff able to dominate tonight on open the 2025 season with a 28-7 victory.
James, that hit right there probably was the hardest lick of the game.
So your final score as Hokes Bluff dominates in a 28-7 road victory over Southside. Southside drops to 0-2 and starts the season 1-0. Let's step aside for this timeout. We'll begin our postgame, and I bet we'll hear from Coach Rob following this timeout here on the F&N High School Football Game of the Week. Final from Barney Hood Stadium on the campus of Southside as Hokes Bluff throttles Southside tonight 28-7. And I see Coach Rob down at midfield or just beyond midfield. And, of course, Shasta Jones ready for the victorious head coach.
Coach Rob, tell me how this win feels on the road for you.
Well, a little bit, not shocked that our kids played hard. Our kids have practiced hard, and we thought we'd play hard, but obviously Bryce put on a pretty good show. But our offensive line really made the first quarter or so. Just defensively we bend a little bit, but we held them, kept them out of the end zone. But I'm really proud of our guys. Good win on the road.
They came out of the locker room at that second half just revving.
Yeah, and I like that. We've had trouble with that. I've told people my halftime talks have not been good the last couple of years, but obviously to play second high.
Anything you want to work on this next week for your next game?
Just try to get better. I hope we came through with no injuries, but just try to get in better shape and try to execute a little better. We splittered and spluttered a little bit in the first half, so I think we cleaned it up, and like I said, Bryce made a couple of good runs, so just real proud of the guys.
Okay. Win, and good luck next time.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it. You want to talk to their players?
Bryce, please.
Yeah, okay.
We'll hear.
Oh, I just knew Bryce. Hey, Bryce.
Hey, how are you?
Tell me, how does this win feel for you tonight?
Man, words can't explain it. We've worked so hard this week from Sunday to now. Play with 110% to win this game, and I think we did that, and I think that's why we won tonight.
Well, you turned it on. I mean, your runs, let alone trying to pass and everything, but you're running tonight. What has worked for you with that?
I mean, I got to give credit to my wide receivers, Drew McCarver. He's asked for, and my linemen, man, I appreciate them so much. I'm nothing without them, so it's all them.
Earlier this week, you told me about who you look up to, your role model here. Tell me a little bit about that.
Man, I love him so much. He pushes us every day to be a better, not even a better football player, but a better. I'm so thankful for him. He got us ready to win this game, and I give props to him.
Well, thank you so much. Good luck on your next game.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to send it back to you guys.
Outstanding job that time, Shasta. And I tell you what, the last words you heard from Bryce Whitaker kind of tells you everything as far as just the culture and just the vibe as far as support that not only the football they have for the football program, but for Coach Mike Robertson, Eddie.
Hey, and that's what you want. Coach Rob is an excellent example of a coach.
28-7, Hokes Bluff defeats Southside for their first victory of the season. As there you see all the folks that helped make tonight's game possible. We're down at Lincoln 6:30 for our Bama Sheds countdown to kickoff. 7 o'clock kickoff between Munford and Lincoln. So for Shasta Jones and Eddie Bullock and our FNN crew, James Hardy wishing you a good Thursday evening as you've been watching the FNN High School Football Game of the Week.